You see the light shining on greatness as always. The road to 200. Oh, we are on it with this brand new segment that Mr. Wonderful is about to bring you. And I know you guys were just probably dying to figure out, well, what 5 is Mr. Wonderful gonna bring? What 5 does he plan on showing the beautiful viewers out there in this fucking YouTube sneaker genre? The fellas and those beautiful ladies. Oh, those beautiful ladies that I call my cheerleaders. Oh, we have reached, or we are going to reach the 200 mark when it's all said and done. But you know what? Before we even hit that number 200, let's go ahead and talk about some Pink Box SBs. Oh, from the early 2000s. Oh, yes, I know you fellas and you beautiful ladies. Oh, that I hold so damn near to my heart. We're always waiting for this. The 200 and the Pink Box era when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory. As you can see, the light. Oh, it's shining brighter and brighter on greatness. Yes, the numbers are still where they're at. But yes, Mr. Wonderful still brings you fucking great promos, but also beautiful deliveries when it comes to the sneaker genre. And as you can see, Mr. Wonderful is looking amazing as always, and you're probably saying, man, Mr. Wonderful, oh, tell us about the fit. Tell us about where you're going today. Well, in honor of the 200, since I'm in California, because you know Mr. Wonderful is always around in this beautiful United States. But since I'm in Cali, in my hometown, well, I decided, you know what? In order to celebrate the 200, what I'm going to do, I like to get away sometimes. I mean, there's beautiful places all through California that I can visit, but there's one particular place that I do like to visit when, you know, somewhere drivable where I don't have to fly. And it's a beautiful place in San Diego, La Jolla. So I plan on leaving there with a few of the beautiful ladies, right? They're going to accompany me, and I already booked my hotel. I already had it planned because I knew we are going to be hitting the 200 pretty damn soon. And I already booked my hotel at La Valencia. I really love that hotel. Got a villa. If you never visit La Jolla and you're in the California area, definitely a beautiful place to visit. A lot of good food. Just a wonderful hotel. So I promote La Valencia. I've been there a few times. A great hotel. And if you can afford the villa, definitely go ahead and stay there. The showers are amazing there. But let's go ahead and take a look at the fit. As you can see, Mr. Wonderful's always representing, right? Always bringing his beautiful self in front of the camera for you beautiful people. And I'm always looking so damn amazing, right? I never skip a beat when it comes to the fits. They may be, so like this one, solid tee, but I still make that fucking solid tee looking so damn amazing. And you know what? What I feel like, and I'm going to drop some knowledge for you fellas out there. If you're just kind of like wondering how to first of all get styled, I always suggest wear solid colors. Start off with the basics and then work your way up in terms of your wardrobe goes, but always start off with the basics because the basics is where they're at, right? You always want to start off there and then build your wardrobe up until actually when it actually can compare or you can compete like one with Mr. Wonderful. But let's go ahead and go in the fit. As you can see, the Tag Aqua Racer. I love this watch. Beautiful watch right there. Blue dial. I love this watch. My favorite watch of all time. Even when I do get that coveted Rolex, this is still going to be my favorite watch because it's just a great timepiece. And I've always wanted it through my high school, my middle school years, right? But let's go ahead and let me stand up for you beautiful people so you guys can take a look at this beautiful fit that I have on. A long sleeve, and you're wondering what Mr. Wonderful, what color is that? It's actually like a lavender color. It's really like it's a nice purple, soft purple, and the ladies fucking love it. But look at Page denim. I am rocking a brown belt. I'm not sure what kind of shoes that I'm planning on wearing, but this is the fit right here, looking amazing. I feel rejuvenated from the week, and also because I know I'm gonna go ahead and spend some time with some beautiful ladies, but also spend some time and get that well-deserved relaxation that Mr. Wonderful so gratefully deserves. All right, so here we go. Sneaker profiles 196 right here. 196. And yes, we will be reaching the coveted 200, as we were always seeking the road to 200 most frequently. Because I was planning on doing the 200 and planning on capping the 200 off with these beautiful Nike Dunk SB pink boxes. And as you can see, the book is here. The book is about to be open on this segment. The sneaker profiles 196. And yes, another beauty from the FC Sneaker Factory behind me, right? 20 plus fucking years in the game and never skipped a damn beat. But let's go ahead and take a look at this pink box right here. Gorgeous box. I love these pink boxes, right? My second favorite line when it came to the SB line, the pink boxes. So many great pink boxes that were delivered to us. Unfortunately, if you were not around during that time, or you couldn't afford shoes at that time, or maybe you weren't even born around that time, I feel sorry for you. But you know what? Mr. Wonderful will go ahead and give you that beautiful delivery, show you some shoes that you probably haven't seen maybe ever, or maybe not in quite some time. But let's take a look at the box first, and then we'll work our way over to his beautiful shoe. Okay, so we got that beautiful pink box, the glossy pink box. Not that flat box, but the glossy pink box, as you can see. But let's take a look at that label right here first. You see that Nike Dunk Low Pro SB. Let me get that closer look. White, classic green, but also what you wanted to see right there is that beautiful size 10.5. Okay, so there we go. You do got that black and white wood grain paper, just like how SB delivered it back then, right? Beautiful. So this shoe right here, let me give you a little bit of backstory about this shoe. So this shoe released back in March of 2003. This was known as the St. Patrick's Day, the St. Patty's back then, classic greens, but this was really known as the St. Patty's when it came to like the sneaker culture, or the sneaker world, I should say, back then. And even to like all the skate shops and all the skateboarders. So this shoe, I remember I had a chance to get it, but it wasn't in my size. There was actually a skate shop in my local area that, and shout out to Headstone. I mean, I know that it wasn't really a skate shop. It was more like a streetwear, more of a shop for like, you know, for graffiti, right? Graffiti art. They sold a lot of like paint cans, stuff like that. But they did have an SB account back then, which was amazing, especially for the area that I live in. Really, you kind of have to go outside of my city to go towards like any skate shops or any of those. But to have this in my community was just freaking amazing. And I made good friendships with the actual person that worked there during that time. And we would always chop it up. I would just go in there and just chop it up with them, create that beautiful line of communication, but also just to create a friendship. And I just missed those times where you could actually do that. You didn't even have to go buy anything. You could just go in there and just chop it up with the guy. Really cool guy. I forgot his name because it's been so damn long, right? This was back in 2005, around that time. But I remember seeing this, and this was when I barely first got into like SBs, right? I was always a big Jordan fan, huge fan of those at that time. My friend actually introduced me to SBs in the whole pink box, and I was just like, no way. I mean, what are you talking about? When he was telling me about like, oh, there's, you know, Nike got into skateboarding, into dunks as far as for skateboarding, and they came in a pink box, and I was just like, what the hell are you talking about, Rich? I have no idea what you're talking about. And then he told me where the shop was at, and I was really surprised because I had no idea it was there. Went and checked it out, and that's, you know, that's history when I started getting into SBs. So let's go back to the story. So I remember going in there and seeing tons of pink boxes just stacked, right? Stacked of pink boxes. Seen a couple on my size. I believe I picked up one or two. Only $65 at that time, but there is a bunch of them, right? I could have like bought every single thing in there, but I was only buying my size. And even now, that's all I pretty much buy is just my size. So this one I remember seeing, and like it was like a 6.5, something crazy where it was just like no way that I was gonna fit it. And at that time, there was no resale market, so there was nothing to buy and resell. So I just basically just said, whatever. Well, later on, I was doing my search on it. Finally, at that time, it was way pre-StockX days. So then Mr. Wonderful finally found it on eBay, right? Finally found it on my size. I purchased it. From what I remember, because it's been so long, I didn't pay very much for this. But let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful fucking gem right here, okay? We're talking about Sneaker Profiles 196 right here. The St. Patty's, the Nike Dunk SB Pink Box, the St. Patty's. So let's take a look at this beautiful shoe. As you can see, dead stock, right? Mr. Wonderful had the foreshadowing to not to wear his pink boxes just to save them. I mean, there's some that I actually wore, right? But then there's some where I was just like, you know what? I love this shoe that much. I'm just going to save it. And who would have thought on now, like all these shoes would have fucking skyrocketed. I didn't know. I just knew enough and I knew better to go ahead and, you know what, just save a couple. Let them become dead, let them remain dead stock. And then let's revisit it 20 years later. So here we go. Beautiful shoe, right? You see that beautiful white leather? This is all that beautiful leather. If you had any pink boxes like in your lifetime, you know what I'm talking about. This beautiful white leather throughout the entire shoe. You do have this beautiful classic green, right? That St. Patty's Day green right here going on the swoosh. Beautiful white midsole, but then you got that classic green, that St. Patty's green on the outsole. And of course, so let me drop some little history on Mr. Wonderful. So whenever I bought SBs, one of the two things that when I purchased them dead stock, and I knew that I was going to keep them dead stock, is that they had to have the lace bag still attached. And like this one still does. Lace bag still attached with that beautiful SB baggie, right? With the Nike hit on the bag, that classic green shoelaces. So beautiful on that. Let's take a look at the rear, right? Because there's really not much going on when it comes to the lateral side. Pretty basic shoe, but still gorgeous. But you do got that embroidered green, that classic green on the Nike. Beautiful white leather throughout the entire shoe. Medial side is exactly like the lateral side. Nothing has changed. Beautiful classic white. That classic white leather right here. That beautiful classic green swoosh. More of that white beautiful midsole. And of course you got that classic green outsole. Beautiful. Let's take a look at the outsole. As you can see, dead stock. Gorgeous shoe, right? Gorgeous shoe. If you take a close look, you'll see some differences, right? Back then in the pink box era compared to now. A little bit of a different outsole when it came to the old school SBs compared to now the recent SBs, right? I'm sure now this would have been probably like white or something like that. Now let's take a look at the aerial view of the shoe. So here we go. So aerial view, you do got that beautiful white leather toe box, that beautiful white shoelaces, also that nice white nylon tongue, and of course you got that Nike SB and that classic green tag on the tongue. You got that fat tongue. I love those fat tongues. Look at that fat tongue when it came to the old school SBs, right? You see that the white insole with the green, that classic green hits painted on the insole, that beautiful white collar around for the ankle support. So gorgeous shoe, right? Gorgeous shoe. You hardly ever see this shoe dead stock, but of course Mr. Wonderful had to bring it to you once again. He had to deliver you a beautiful pink box era SB Dunk shoes that you just don't see very often, but of course shoes that are in Mr. Wonderful's fucking collection. Gorgeous shoe. Beautiful way to start off 196, the pink box era when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory. And of course, we got 4 more to go. So I hope you fucking people out there, and I do mean that, I hope you people out there, the fellas and those beautiful ladies that I call my cheerleader, will continue to tune in to see and witness fucking greatness in front of you when it comes to myself, but it also when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory behind me. I'm constantly always delivering you great content, right? I'm not giving you some bullshit ass content as far as most recent shoes that are coming out that I have no idea why you fucking care so much about. Take it back to the old school. Come into that 4K fashion and realize what you see in front of you, the FC Sneaker Factory, and what you see in front of you, Mr. Wonderful. Always delivering you beautiful content every fucking day. Whether it's a profile, whether it's a short, or whether it's a Floyd's pickups, I'm constantly delivering you. You guys are always fucking entertained when you guys come into the FC Sneaker Factory and when you're tuning into my channel. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. But don't sit tight. Sit tight. In a couple days, we'll be coming around back to it. We'll be seeing some more SBs in my collection. But you know what? 196 is officially closing the books on this one. But tune in a couple of days. You'll see another fucking jam. And you know what? Just like I know at the end of this trip, or no, even during the trip, even before we even go into the drive to this beautiful trip, I already know what I'm going to hear in both ears from the beautiful ladies. And you all know that as well. So why even say it? Because you already know it. Floyd, Mr. Wonderful, you are too damn